Hey guys, Gamer Kyle here. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be the continuation of where we left off last episode, which is when we showed up at Windfall Island, except there was an issue in recording. Let me demonstrate.
Take whatever fucking take this is. Ready? Action. Whoa.
So pretty much the audio recording got corrupted for this episode. So I'm gonna have to go and I'm gonna go ahead and do a brief post commentary for you guys on this episode. Pretty much we start off here in Windfall Island. The King of Red Lions is like, "Yep, you gotta get a sale." So I start off by looking for the sale. We talked to a couple people. This old poor beggar dude, his daughter is actually one of his daughter is actually one of the girls that were captured by the evil bird, the Hemlock King, in the Forsaken Fortress. We saw his girl in the cage in the prison along with Link's sister, Errol. So he's pretty much just like, "Hey, save my poor daughter," blah blah blah. Yeah. So then we continue on. We might talk to a few guys on the way, but I'm just gonna kind of skip ahead. Looks like we visit the. Where's it at? Need to fix this. Jesus, come on. So we talk to this dude, I guess, and then we go forward a little bit and we visit this place called the potion shop or whatever. Pretty much you come here, you bring this guy what's called chew jelly. We'll figure out what that is later in the game. You bring this guy that stuff and he'll make special potions for you. So we haven't acquired the objects necessary to make the special potions, but it's kind of hinting to you later in the game to look out for these items to pick up. It's called chew jelly. I'll kind of forward to this dialogue here. Bring an empty bottle, which we also have to get an empty bottle before we can even use this. As you can see, the game is hinting to us. But yes, so yeah, we visit him, we get that bit of information from him, and we go on to the merchant. The merchant here, his name I don't quite remember, but it'll come up later, I believe. He's just a brand new merchant, just moved into town. He's like, "Yeah, I don't have anything except for this sail that was on my boat that I sailed in from the Arctic." So he's like, "I beg you, could you please just purchase that?" The game is like indirectly hinting that it's a sale. Purchase this thing for me so I can have a successful business and start my business and stuff. So we're like, "Sure, yeah, it's 80 rupees, but guess what? We'll go ahead, I'll buy it. We'll get the sale," which is great because that's what we're here for. So yeah, he mentions a delivery bag later on. We'll get that actually in the next part of the game, and we'll come back to that. But yeah, so we get that, and looks like we get the sale. We fast forward a little bit neighborhood group of punks here, the neighborhood gang of kids. We're gonna fast forward a little bit, and we're actually gonna go free a character named Tingle from his prison over here. Go into here. This is gonna unlock a game mechanic and a character in the game, which will be very useful later on in the game. But yeah, his name is Tingle. We free him from his prison. He's like a fairy-looking dude. He thinks we're a fairy. If you played any Zelda games, I'm sure you've heard of Tingle. But by unlocking this guy from his prison, we obtain the Tingle Tuner, which is whenever you connect the Game Boy Advance to your device, and you can have a huge assist in dungeons, talk about hints, talk about special items that you can buy. Now they're relatively expensive, but still, it introduces a lot of cool mechanics to the game, all through Tingle. Whether or not you use the Game Boy Advance, Tingle is still an important character. He'll actually mention it here, I believe, where he talks about bringing sea charts to him. Yep, we get the Tingles chart. If we bring charts to him later on for a very important quest, he'll actually help us out and get forward. So we actually do need this character later on, but for now, he's more of an optional little buddy to be used through the Game Boy Advanced feature, which I do demonstrate here. We get, hold on, I think I set my stuff up. We got the, let me just fast forward a little bit here. Got the Game Boy Advance here. It looks like Tingle is going to take us through a little, he takes us through like a little tutorial on how to use this Game Boy Advance attachment here. As you can see, it's kind of set up to where there's a B button, A button. It's got the wind direction. It's got a little mini map here that you can scroll around your rupees. And it looks like an ability here, which is currently set to bombs. Yeah, so we actually demonstrate that bomb later on. As you can see, like, he tracks you around, he walks around with you. Let's go forward some more. Talk to this lady. She talks about the island. We can skip that. Anyway, where are we going? Where we demonstrate the bomb. Pretty much he told us to like find benches, right? And it took me like literally, if you could see in this video, it literally took me from 13 minutes to 33 minutes until I found all 3 benches, and I was just looking in all the wrong. I was just walking past it the entire time. But pretty much, yeah, we do that. We talk to the local ruffians a little bit. We go over here, and we're actually going to demonstrate the Tingle Bomb feature, which is whenever Tingle blows a location up for you. So as you can see, we've marked Tingle on our game to be here. We press the bomb button. He says, "Run, fairy, run!" He thinks we're a fairy, by the way, and then boom, blows up. Hey, it did cost a little bit of money, but looks like they reimbursed us for the sake of the tutorial, even more so than what it cost. We actually go back into oh, hold on, I think we talked to this dude first. He's going to show us a little dance, which will come back in the game later. This little dance that this dude is doing here. Oh, I guess not. Okay, so actually first we're going to go into this, we're going to go back into Tingle's prison here. I'm going to drink a water, actually, before I do anything. Hope I'm recording. Yeah, so we go back into Tingle's prison here, and we collect that rupee there, and we discover that behind this crate here, there is a secret entrance. If you go in the secret entrance, this is how you obtain an item called the Picto Box. Pretty much, I was talking about how you'll want to look up the map of this maze, because if not, it can be pretty time consuming if you don't have it memorized. But when you go in here, the thing to the right here, I think I'll wait till I demonstrate it. Yeah. If you go in here, and if you go to this mouse here, he's pretty much gonna do this little animation. I'll demonstrate it here.
Bye. So, just for the pleasure of you all.
Yeah. So pretty much takes you back to the beginning. Unfortunately, King of Red Lions, he talks without me even pressing a button. So talks about that sale I had. He's like, "Hey, you got a sale." But anyway, we're gonna skip forward. Go back to the prison, take the correct path, and we're actually gonna get an important item called the Picto Box. Yep, we're reading the signs. We get this item called the Picto Box. You can use it to take pictures. You can store up to 3 pictures. This is very important for another quest later in the game. And we exit by way of mouse, and then we go talk to the Picto guy. He's got like a camera place, this camera shop or whatever, which previous to you obtaining the Picto Box, if you go in this room and talk to him, he's actually more like, "Hey, somebody stole my Picto. Last guy I let in here and looked around my pictures stole one of my cameras, so I'm never letting anyone in here again," or whatever. And he's like, he starts shoving you out. But since we obtained the Picto Box from the prison, from the guy that coincidentally stole this guy's Picto Box that he was his camera, it's funny because we go in here with the camera that he's talking about had been stolen from him. But anyway, he's like, "Hey man, I see you have a camera. All guys with camera," I can't stand calling it Picto Box, by the way. "All guys with cameras must be good guys, right? I'll let you in. You know, you share the art. I'll let you in to go look at my collection." He's got some really cool pictures around here through the game, which are actually all things that I recognize that we learn about later in the game. You can see he's got a picture of some chew jellies. To the left here, there's a picture of the Forsaken Fortress. There's a couple things in there. But yeah, then we walk out and we're pretty much okay. I think we were about finished here. Oh yeah, we talked to Rich Dude. So we're gonna go in here and talk to Rich Dude. Rich Dude actually also has a daughter that was in the prison with Errol and the bird, the Hemlock King. Is that his name? I have to know. Is that this dude's name? Can I look this up real quick while this video is playing? Hemlock King Windwaker. How do you spell this thing? Helmarak. It's called Helmarak King. Okay, so the Helmarak King is the bird we're talking about. Big Bird is helmet wrecking. Anyway, we break some bases in here. He's like, oh, I need compensation, blah blah blah. We because we're a little shed, we broke some more, and he's like, oh, you yeah, you the naivety or whatever. And he ends up charging us like 20 rupees for the bases we broke. Anyway, we're all finished now, so we end off the episode by going down to the King of Red Lines and saying goodbye. And this is where we're going to actually pick up in the next episode, where we head east to Dragon Roost Island and complete the next quest. So thank you all so much for watching this short little clip. I apologize that this game audio was the microphone audio was bugged. I've actually taken precautions to prevent that from happening again. So I messed with some of the settings. Hopefully that won't happen again. But at least you get like a nice little condensed version of this episode, which, not that it's gonna be 47 minutes long, but I mean, it still would have been a little bit longer. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Put notifications on. I'll be putting out content every week for you guys. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. See ya.